Hey guys, and welcome to another Schematics update. This time we want to talk about Galaxy Squad. You may want to ask, what's Galaxy Squad? Let's start our story here. We just recorded a trailer analysis video about Galaxy Squad because we thought, hey, this looks neat. It's basically a combination of an XCom style game and an FTL style game, and the graphics look really interesting. And after we recorded, we checked out the YouTube page of the creator and we found out some things, but more about that later. First of all, I'm joined by Blind and Billy. Hey guys.
Hello.
Howdy.
How do you feel after recording our trailer analysis video?
During the end of the recording, I clicked on the developer Kazlav Oleg's YouTube account and noticed that he's the same developer as a bunch of legendary asset flip games, Putrefaction 2, as well as Envy the Dead, which were a bunch of very heavily asset-assisted games alongside of UI, and everything else has been pulled out of the Unity store. And that turned on a bunch of immediate red flags. So we started digging a little bit, and I went back to the original Reddit post, which I found on PC Games, which had about 400 upvotes. And it had a bunch of comments from the developer basically talking about, he's a huge fan of XCom and wanted to make a game like this, including him claiming that he's done most of the work by himself, which we don't think is true.
But yeah, we looked to a comment by Zoran the Bear pointing to assets used by Cinti Studios. That's just a large sci-fi pack, and it pretty much is every asset we saw in the trailer was from this pack, more or less. Using assets isn't bad. Even PUBG uses assets, and they still make a very compelling and successful game around that. But when you're not honest, not really trying to conceal the fact, also when it's really easy to look up your post history and your video history and the games that you've made in the past, it's just really shady. We could just it's so transparent in how shady it is, yet developers sometimes try to pretend like it's not transparent at all and they can just hide the fact. And that's usually what ends up angering us. We understand why assets are used in games because sometimes you just don't have the resources to make certain objects or certain environments. And, the assets are there for a reason in the first place. People want to sell and share them. Trying to fool a gaming public like that is just, to say that it's your own work is just going to rub everybody the wrong way.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue here is, he was asked on Reddit as well, or a comment stated, looks good, you do it all by yourself. And his answer was mostly yes.
See, the issue that I take here isn't with developers using assets. Developers don't need to state that they've used assets or that they've purchased assets from the Unity store or Unreal Engine store or whatever. That doesn't matter. What becomes an issue is when they haven't altered them or changed them or edited them in the slightest. If you look at this asset pack, which I'm going to be showing on the screen, it's piece for piece, whole hog, taken and transferred over. He claims in a previous Reddit comment that he started prototyping the game in 2016, I guess while he was developing 2 first-person shooters and a zombie survival game all at the same time. So it's really difficult to kind of take this game seriously, and it's a whole kind of a bummer because I was looking at this game and thinking, man, this is something that I really want, just an FTL XCom style game. We were looking forward to covering this one, but unfortunately I think we should just kind of put up a red flag here saying, hey, watch out for this one, maybe avoid it.
Yeah, I agree. I really liked the art style in the trailer, and I really was looking forward to the game. But in the end, as we already said, we found out that the assets were used like 100% in its original states from the asset store. And don't get me wrong, these assets look amazing, and I really love them. But man,
also while we were digging, I think it's worth mentioning that the developer is a very active prequel memes poster. So if you would like to see some of his most honest work, I'm sure you can find it there.
I'm a fan of prequel memes, but still sad about this. Again, we don't have an issue with people using assets. Again, you don't even have to fully disclose that they're assets, but don't try to say that they're your own work. That's just shady.
Technically, when it comes to assets, the only thing that you're required to disclose is a note in the credits. It's just the way he's been talking about it on Reddit that make it seem really weird. And you don't know how much of the game is original work the moment you see something like this, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. The thing is, you're losing the trust in the developer. First of all, I said personally, a benefit of a doubt, maybe he's trying to get on the right path and using maybe assets, but building his own game. But in the end, as I said, you're just losing the trust that the product can be good. Let us know in the comment section what you think about assets, flips, and this game in general. If you enjoyed the video, smash the hit button, you know what to do. If you really enjoyed this video, you may want to go over to Coffee to buy the editor. In this case, again, at our new editor, a coffee, so he can stay up all night editing this video.
Get back inside. You're not allowed out here.
And its original work. Anyway, guys, see you next time. Bye.
So long. Peace.